Hey, good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. It is Friday, the 21st day of April 2023. Happy Friday to you. I hope that you and your family are safe and healthy and that you have some good weekend plans that include having fun, being safe and healthy, and enjoying. Blessings also upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day, even on weekends, are out here trying to save lives. And those that pick up garbage for us to keep our streets, our sidewalks, our parks, our wrecks, our buildings, our stairwells clean and disease free. And those that make deliveries of important things like mail and food and water for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and the children who are the unfortunate victims of child molestation and abuse and pedophilia. And those that are the victims also of pornography, child pornography, human trafficking and sex slavery, prostitution and child prostitution. Finally, blessings and double curses, no blessings. Curses on the perpetrators of these things. Curses upon those who profit from these nasty things. And curses upon those perverts that do those things that create this heinous industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children, mostly children, living on the streets in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's a basketball game scheduled tonight. The New York Knicks are scheduled to play the Cleveland Cavaliers at Madison Square Garden for Game 3 of this best-of-7 playoff series between the 4 seed and the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. The good news, for me anyway, right off the bat, is Julius Randle's mood yesterday. Looking at Ian Begley's Twitter site, looked like Julius Randle was in a good mood, laughing, feeling good. Hopefully that continues. That's the stuff. See, listen, life is about mental also, isn't it? But in pro ball, pro basketball, you got to have your mental game on. You got to be tight. And Julius' game wasn't on in the second game. The mental game wasn't there. He was getting more involved with the rest than in the game. Definitely not doing his defensive rotation. So let's see. The thing about Randle, whether we like it or not, if he is dropping his three-point ball, if that's going in, all of a sudden he gets all kind of energy to do everything, right? So if he's dropping that three-point shot, it's good news for the New York Knicks, only because then he's going to play defense. I know it's crazy, but if he's dropping that three, he decides to rotate. He decides to get up in people's grill and start to play defense. And that's a key here if we can get that. As far as Jalen Brunson, the Cavs are going to be continuing to go at him. They're going to continue to double team him, get the ball out of his hands, which is why I mentioned yesterday a guy like Quentin Grimes, who's a starter at the two-guard spot, has got to be able to get some more touches than 2 shots. They got to get him 13, 14, 15 shots if they can. If they do that, not only does it help the Knicks win because he becomes a threat and he's a legitimate threat, but also it opens up the floor for everybody else, okay? So that's important. Again, the way they're playing Brunson, I feel like if he goes back to what he did after the beginning of the beginning of the season, I mentioned this past season, he was doing a lot of hero ball, trying to earn that contract. He's new to running his own squad on the pro level, so on and so forth. But then he settled in because his IQ is such that he's not going to be fooled for long. He figured out to pick his spots, especially at the end of the game. And that's what then he became dynamic, especially with the addition of Josh Hart. So now he's got to do it on the playoff level. When he came in last year for Dallas, one game Luka was out. They hadn't game plan for him, the opponent that is, Utah, and he killed him. And then when Luka came back, he played the second fiddle. And now he's running his own team in the playoff. So I feel like he's going to adjust, but he just needs to take it easy at first when they're doubling him. Don't try to force it. And let the other Knicks get involved, particularly, as I mentioned, Julius Randle and Quentin Grimes. As far as RJ Barrett, he's also got to pick his spots. To me, if he could just play solid defense on either Garland or Mitchell, because that's him and Grimes' responsibility, then we'll be in good shape. Also, we have to remember as well that Donovan Mitchell is not a defensive player. So they have to double Brunson. But that gives Grimes, again, opportunity, and it gives RJ opportunity. They should really, and I think this is part of the adjustments. If you looked at Julius Randle's presser yesterday, they got adjustments up their sleeve. I don't know what they're going to come out with. I have a feeling though they got it. Julie was in such a jovial mood. He said he couldn't. He's looking forward to this game. He's just having fun. They have made adjustments, and they're ready to implement them tonight at Madison Square Garden. But aside from that, I expect them to go at Donovan Mitchell defensively, which means the Knicks, the offense runs like this. One of the ways the offense runs for the Knicks is they switch, and they get the mismatch they're looking for. Now, with Brunson, the switch, they could get Brunson on Mitchell, but then they're going to, the Cavs are going to double Brunson, get the ball out of his hands. This is, to me, opportunity for RJ. Switch till you get Donovan Mitchell against RJ Barrett. And I'm very confident in RJ taking advantage of that mismatch because Brent Mitchell, he's not going to be able to play defense. And then I think RJ can do up Garland as well. So if you want to see RJ tonight, I think it's a good opportunity because he can bully ball either of those guys. Okay, he's 6'6", full 6'6", and Mitchell is 6'1", and then you got Garland's like 6'2", 6'3". He should be able to bully ball either of those guys. So I'm looking for some sets, not all night, but some sets where they have RJ set up one-on-one. They keep switching until they get that matchup. And you get RJ against one of those two guys. And we're looking for RJ to do his thing against those two guys tonight. That's one area. Then, of course, they're going to double Randall as well. So you're going to double Randall, just like we have to double Brunson, Garland and Mitchell. They have to double Randall and Brunson also. So again, to me, RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes become very important. And also, of course, the offensive rebounding of Mitch Rob. I don't know what happened the other night, but we need him to do his thing on the offensive glass. The Cavs made some sort of adjustment and they neutralized Mitch Rob on the offensive glass. We need him to step up. Bench-wise, what's good about the Knicks today is you look on the injury report and there's no names there, which means that Josh Hart's ready to play. Because we know Opie's ready to play. RQ's ready to play. Josh Hart's ready to play. I was advocating for Deuce to get some minutes because of that perimeter defense, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But then I do believe Tom Thibodeau is going to go 9 deep. He's going to go 9 deep. So you're going to have Hartenstein, Obi, IQ, and Josh Hart. I don't know if he's going to get. He doesn't like to go 10 deep. So as much as I'm Deuce Hive all in, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of Deuce. I wish we would, but that fact that Hart is healthy, I feel like we can get, that perimeter defense from him as well. So, and the toughness that he brings. If Cleveland decides to go back to Okoro, it's going to be a good night for the Knicks. I'm expecting Cleveland to really start LeVert and have Okoro coming off the bench, and then they're going to have to bring in old Danny Green because Sadi Osman is questionable with a sprained ankle. And so we'll see what happens there. But and they've been using him as the point man to guard defensively, to guard Brunson. So we're going to see. This is going to be interesting. I hate Friday Night Knicks, but somebody, I forgot who it was, brought up a very good stat that made my heart feel good yesterday, that the Knicks are actually 8-5 on Friday Night Knicks, and I think he said it was 2-2 at home. Yeah, so let's get a W. I hate that song though. If they could just change that stupid song, I would be very happy. Anything. Let's get, somebody mentioned Fat Joe. Okay, get Fat Joe in there. I know some of y'all hate on my man, but I don't mind if they get Fat Joe in there. Or the dude that did New York, or some of y'all hate on him too. I don't care. Somebody else aside from that dude with the banjo and all that. No. But tonight, I feel good. Otherwise, I feel good that Julius feels good. I know RJ's going to be determined. I know IQ is going to be determined. You guys are too good. Some of y'all don't realize that. I heard some knucklehead, and I'm going to call you knucklehead, actually said, this is what he said. RJ is not a pro ball player, and he's average at best. Now, there's a couple problems with that. Number one, it's stupid because that's not true. Number two, you can't be not a pro ball player and be an average pro ball player. If you're average, then you can play. And in the NBA, the average can play. They're the best 400 players in the world, People don't understand. This ain't playground. This ain't college. This ain't high school. This the league. Okay? So I know the hate for RJ goes deep in some circles, but some of y'all need to calm down. RJ gonna be fine. Okay? And just because I mentioned trade, it's like I mentioned it and I said very clearly, I thought that if only they don't want to wait for RJ, if they want somebody that's ready now where RJ's going to be in 2 years, they might trade RJ. And I mentioned Jeremy Grant because he's where RJ's going to be in 2 years. RJ's still growing. If they wanted to wait and just let it happen organically, they keep RJ. Okay? But anyway, some of y'all just can't, get that straight. But it's okay. I get it. But anyway, I'm very happy. I'm excited. I'm not going to see the game tonight, but I am definitely going to record it and see it tomorrow. So, y'all enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Let's get this W, New York. Shalom.